Sorry about the last video being cut, like, right, I was about to say something. I ran out of storage on me even noticing, and I'm kind of running off of, like, 19% battery right now. So, we're gonna make this quick. I'm already losing, well, I'm already gonna lose, because to win, you either get all the prize cards on your side, but since the opponent did, they win, or you can kill all your opponent's Pokemon with them having no deck. Which I do, but yeah, anyways. So there are actually a couple things I actually didn't explain. So let's start with abilities. So let's first start with Raver Room, which is somewhere in this discard pile. Oh wait, I think it's in here. Yep, Raver Room. Let's start with abilities. The ability is very simple. It just literally says what it says for the ability. Like with ability Rumbling Engine with Raver Room, you must discard an energy card from your hand in order to use this ability. Once during a turn, you draw a card until you have 6 cards in your hand. So basically, if I was the opponent, I would have to discard a card from my hand, aka a Metal Energy, to use the ability. And then once that happens, I would have to keep drawing cards. I have 6 cards in my hand, which I'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So, if I didn't have 6 cards in my hand, I would just keep drawing cards till I have 6, and then I can only use it once per turn. Now, there are also a bunch of other abilities in Pokemon, just that this is the easiest one I could come up with to help you guys, well, figure it out. But anyways, now, and there is also crap, stadiums. 1 second. Like this stadium, Sir Chester Bath. So basically, stadiums are cards that you put that affect all the Pokemon in battle, even your opponents. So, well, and also yours. So basically, this makes it to where all these Pokemon, both yours and your opponents, see, take 20 less damage from attacks from the opponent's Pokemon after Plant Resistance. Now, if you're wondering what after Plant Resistance means or before, basically, let's go to the next mechanic I didn't explain. If you look right there, where doing EX's weaknesses, it will have that little icon right there, which is probably not, you cannot see it right now because my phone is not focusing, but it was a grass, it's a grass icon, meaning it's a grass type Pokemon. Grass Pokemons have a green background and a leaf where the symbol is, right there. It would be a small circle with a black leaf in it. And basically, that means a grass Pokemon that attacks Houndoom X will deal double damage. So if it dealt 20 damage, instead of dealing 20 damage, it would deal 40 damage. And there's also resistance, which we will get to right now. Like this card, Drifblim. Drifblim is a psychic type, and he takes 30 less fighting damage. Fighting is that Pokemon that has a fist icon, like this, right here. The thing is that is not weakness, that is resistance. It will take 30 less fighting damage. So if a fighting Pokemon dealt damage to Drifblim, instead of dealing 40 damage, it would deal 10 damage because Drifblim took 30 less damage. And then there is retreat cost. Now I didn't get to explain it very well in my little contraption I got over there. But basically, this retreat cost Drifblim has is 1. I think Pokemon can have up to oh my gosh. I think Pokemon can have up to 4 retreat cost, and this Pokemon right here, which is Drifblim, has 1. This basically just says how much energy they have to discard before retreating. So basically they have to get rid of their only psychic energy that they will use for attacks to retreat back into the bench. So for example, let's go back over here. Let's see it in play. So Survivor has a retreat cost of 1. For them to retreat, they need to get rid of 1 dark energy to retreat. So what they would do is get rid of 1 dark energy before they move Survivor to the bench. Pretty simple. And some, like Houndoom EX, needs 2. And some don't even have retreat cost at all. But I don't have one that doesn't. Oh, some don't even have retreat cost at all, like Nimble, which has no retreat cost. And then there are special conditions. Now you're probably wondering, what are special conditions? Well, this card explains what they are. How do you remove a special condition? You basically can move the Pokemon to the bench or evolve the Pokemon. And can Pokemon have multiple special conditions? Yeah. but only certain combinations. So sleep, confuse, and paralyze, the newest special condition, is the only one that applies. While burn and poison, these apply at the same time as other special conditions. And your Pokemon can't be asleep and confused at the same time, but if you're really unlucky, it could be burned, paralyzed, and poisoned. So, yeah, it depends. And then, what you can do during your turn is basically with this. So you can do this in order if you want to. So you draw a card at the first, when you first start the turn, put a base Pokemon to your bench, as many as you want. Test one energy card to one of your Pokemon, only once per turn. Retreat your active Pokemon, only once per turn. Evolve your Pokemon as many as you want. Play trainer cards as many as you want, but only one supporter card per turn. Use abilities, follow the directions on the card, and then attack with your active Pokemon. If you cannot attack your opponent, your turn is over, and then it's their turn. So the first special condition we're going to talk about is... the first special condition we're going to talk about, sorry, that kind of distracted me. And the first special condition to talk about is poisoned. So, if your Pokemon is poisoned, put a poison marker on it. During Pokemon checkup, put a damage counter on your poison Pokemon. A Pokemon cannot have two poison markers if it gets poisoned. Again, the new special condition replaces the old one. So, yeah, very simple. Anyways, now I don't have poison markers or burn markers, so I cannot show you what they look like. But what they mean by a damage marker, all you do is just a damage marker is basically just a 10 damage. Oh my gosh, it's a 10 damage counter marker. So you just put one of these on a Pokemon if it says put a damage counter on your Pokemon in any order or whatever. So yeah, damage counter is a single 10 damage counter. Tell me if I'm wrong in the comments because I am not a complete expert at damage counters. So, yeah, anyways. And next condition we're talking about is burned. Now, basically, if a Pokemon is burned, put a burn marker on it. During Pokemon check, put 2 damage counters on your burn Pokemon. Then flip a coin. If hedge, the Pokemon recovers. A Pokemon can have 2 burn markers. If it gets burned again, the new special condition replaces the old one. Very simple. But then there are the ones that make you turn Pokemon to indicate. Now, don't worry, it is not difficult. But basically, the first one to talk about is the confused. Now, the confused is probably one of the most annoying conditions, in my opinion. So if your Pokemon is confused, turn it so the top curve pointed towards you. So basically, if Nimble was in the active spot and he was confused, I would turn it like this to face me, so I know it's confused because no counters for confused or well, yeah. Anyways, before attacking with a confused Pokemon, flip a coin. If tails, the attack doesn't happen, you put 3 damage counters on your confused Pokemon. If heads, the attack works normally, obviously. So damage counters, again, you just use this. So for example, if I did Null with Nimble when it's confused and if it landed on Tails, I would put 3 of these 10 damage counters on Nimble to indicate the attack failed. Anyways, now there are other special conditions too, which I'll show you now. Now, I cannot find the reference cards for Asleep and Paralyzed. Now, I don't really know what they do, I forgot, but I know you cannot attack, retreat, or do anything when it's like that. So I cannot show you, but I can Google it, well you can, because my mom blocked all my freaking web browsers things, so I can't really search it up. But that's all I know about Paralyzed and Asleep. If I find those 2 reference cards, I'll make another video on it, and well, yeah. And if this video at least gets to 5 likes, I'm not getting too greedy because I'm just a new channel. If it gets to 5 likes, I'll make a new video. Anyways, bye. Well, not 5 likes, well, not a new video, but I'll make another series. Because why not? Because why not? I'm bored. Now, I might make other videos just because I'm bored, but the series will be an exclusive one for this video gets 5 likes. Anyways, see you guys later.